Hello world of YouTube and welcome to another list video, 2 in 1 month. What the fuck is that about? While this list is a little more basic than the more experimental thought piece style lists I've been making lately, I figured I would still make lists like this to just create a conversation, discuss things, and I keep wanting to do more music lists, so I figured since I've only ever done one favorite song of an artist, I'd do another one. This time I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite bands, band that everyone on the internet listens to some degree, or at least you have an opinion on them to some degree, Radiohead. I can't get enough of these guys. They're one of the bands that's always in rotation for me. They just tap that part of my brain consistently that makes me just feel emotions in a good way. I have a lot of respect for these guys, and I'm going to talk about my 11 favorite songs. I was going to do 20, but I stuck it to 11 because I didn't want to make another super long video this week. Plus, I don't know, I feel like 10 or 11 is a good, solid amount of songs to discuss in one video. In the description, I have listed out the rest of my top 20, so if you want to know why the fuck Paranoid Android isn't here, now you know. If you want to know why the fuck some shit from Amnesiac didn't crack the top 10, well, I have some representation of it in the description. Yeah, that's all the preamble I really got. Let's dive in. No matter how it ends, no matter. House of Cards is an incredibly effective soft moment on the record. While there's songs on In Rainbows that provide a similar sentiment, I feel like In Rainbows hits it the best. I love that it keeps it intimate without the use of strings, but keeps the scope huge with its use of reverb and different types of guitar layering. I love Tom's voice in it. I love the hook of the song. I think the band keeps the tightness seen on songs like Faust Arp, but keeps the mellow, toned down, slow moments great. One of the best showcases of their use of intimacy both in lyrics and in tone. I really love the analogy of a house of cards being in reference to a relationship, you know, one false break and everything can come crushing down. And I feel like because of the metaphor used here, the lyrics just impact so well and they feel so intimate and you feel the protagonist's plight even if you don't necessarily agree with it. I will be excited for the day when it stops being cool to hate this song. You know, I get why Radiohead hates this song and why they despised it for the longest time, because for a band like Radiohead to be known for just one song, it's frustrating, especially when that song is off of arguably your simplest record. But there's something to be said about how effective this song is at conveying this sort of angsty isolation. You know, I love the chorus of this song. I love how simple it is. Like, I know that it's very base level and pedestrian, but so are some of the other songs on this list and from their catalog that are from records that are far more ambitious than Pablo Honey. I think there's some proto The Bends moments like in the bridge, and I fucking love Tom's performance in the bridge. It erupts in such a perfect way. And yeah, bands like Korn may have covered this on their Unplugged record, and this song may have been done to death, but I don't think that detracts from just how great this song really is. Speaking of simplistic songs, How to Disappear Completely is such a primal song. You know, its lyrics are just bleak and depressing in the purest form, and the instrumentation, as simple as it is, enhances that emotion tenfold. The guitars are bare, the atmosphere, while starting off simplistic, builds to this really large wave of just sadness, and it's so pure, it's so simple, but it's incredibly effective because of its simplicity. Tom just sells these fucking lyrics while the fucking synthesizers just blare these dissonant chords. It's so fucking good, man. Again, for a record like Kid A to be so experimental and groundbreaking, there's something to be said that one of its best moments is its simple, soft, not ballad, but intimate moment on it. You got away with it, Like I said in my dissection of The King of Limbs, I really like the Daily Mail. I don't think it matches the rest of the stuff they were making at the time, but that's fine. It achieves kind of what another song that's an honorable mention, Life in a Glasshouse, does by introducing this sort of brassy atmosphere, only it funnels it through the channel of, like, Beatles worship in the best way possible. I really like the way this song sounds. It sounds very classic in nature, and its writing is very sharp and biting in the best way possible. I like when Radiohead gets political in their own way. You know, that's why songs like Bangers and Mash are also honorable mentions. But, God, like some of the other songs I already talked about, this just has an immense build-up in the best way, and one of the tools in Radiohead's repertoire that they tend to use more often than not effectively is a great explosive finish. And this is another example of that, as you'll see in other parts of this list. Like in 2 + 2 = 5, the only difference is this is like two different types of songs put together masterfully. I love the very twinkly opening that kicks this thing off before it actually becomes a rock song. You know, this is almost like a great split song you'd see on like a punk record, only it's a lot more big in scope because of its use of like twinkly guitars with a great biting conclusion to it. You know, it kicks off Hail to the Thief wonderfully as well because it showcases that, hey, we're still a rock band and we can still write rock tunes like this. Plus, I give credit to it on other parts of the list, but Philip Selway's fucking rhythm on this song is so cool. I love the drums on this track and how they play with Johnny Greenwood's main guitar line before everything comes together and erupts. It's a killer opener, and while I have other tracks of theirs higher than this that are opening tracks, this is just, God, it's so powerful. And not only sonically does it fit Hail to the Thief, it hits that sharp politicalness so well that Hail to the Thief has in spades. No Surprise is a song that sometimes I revisit thinking I won't like it as much as I did initially, and yet by the time that bridge hits, I'm just so filled with euphoria. Like, I love how, again, simple this song is in construction. It's just a small little ballad. It's got a really loose structure, and it does it so effectively. It feels, again, grand in scope without grand in orchestration. It's got some twinkly aesthetics. It's got Tom writing some of the best lines in Radiohead's discography are in there. Heart that's filled up like a landfill, bruises that won't heal, handshake with carbon monoxide. The fucking second and third verse, there's so much passion there that is just, given how simple the song is, it's great that they can still just hit those peaks in such a small fashion. This encapsulates everything I love about The King of Limbs in one song. It does the loop-based compositions well. I love the drums on this. The drums on this are so good. And the bass work is just immaculate. I love the looping piano. That piano riff just does so much for me. And I think it's something to be said that the song also has a lot of other uses you could funnel through it, like when Hans Zimmer used it for the Planet Earth documentary, the remake he did of it. It doesn't lose any of its power, but it's channeled through a different funnel so effectively. I mean, this is probably the best Radiohead could have ever aimed for with that style, and I think it's a strong opener because of that. Not to detract from The King of Limbs, because like I said in my Redacted, I do really enjoy that record, but they definitely step with their best foot forward with Bloom. I mean, it builds to this almost cacophonous mess that the band holds together so fucking tightly. It's immaculate. I love the very hypnotic nature of this song. While the King of Limbs used loop bass orchestration to its credit, it didn't become this hypnotic. I mean, that piano line just is such a lulling piece of music, and it fits the dreary, bleak tones that A Moon-Shaped Pool aims for magnificently. I think that out of all of the moments where Radiohead really strips things back and stays in that kind of muggy, dreary lane, Daydreaming is the best of that. There's a lot of moments of that on A Moon-Shaped Pool, True Love Waits, the way they reinterpreted that old song of theirs into this almost pleading force of dread. I think Daydreaming is just such a beautiful, beautifully orchestrated, somber piece on a very bleak album. Plus, while I was praising No Surprises for its imagery and its lyrics, a lot of shit on A Moon-Shaped Pool gives that and OKC a run for its money, and Daydreaming has even more of that with the first verse, just how Tom sounds when he's singing, "Dreamers, they never learn, beyond the point of no return." It just, and then the end of the song, just looping half of my life, adds to the hypnotic nature of the tune. It's fucking beautiful, and is one of the best intimate moments of their career. Everything about this song just works so well. The fact that the guitars and drums kind of run parallel to each other, while the bass work just interlopes with each so perfectly. The way the bass plays with the guitar and the drums differently is so good. I mean, while I've had a lot of different highlights for each member on this list, this is the one song that feels the most like every piece of the band is working in perfect harmony. I mean, like I said, Colin's bass work is playing with Philip and Johnny, and Ed's guitars amazingly. Tom is just playing on that mic. He has so much swagger on this song that I hadn't seen from him in such a long fucking time, outside of like some tracks on like Hail to the Thief. He doesn't do shit like this all the time, but when he does, it's fucking powerful. I love the way he tells the story in this song, and I think that the band's energy plays to the song's youthful feel wonderfully. It doesn't feel like a song written from the perspective of a guy in his 30s in the dating scene. It sounds like a song about a dude in his college days just hitting it up on a night in the town, and it sells itself really well. And I love that, again, it builds to this really nice climax without losing steam whatsoever. It's a great, tight rock jam that helps close out that In Rainbows. You know, In Rainbows is a record of Radiohead playing it pretty safe and straightforward, but man, is every song so good, and Jigsaw Falling Into Place is a great penultimate song. You know, it's not a good closer, but it's a good lead-in to the closer, and it's such a good fucking tune, man. A proto-Muse song, if I've ever heard one, exit music for a film, encapsulates everything I've already talked about ad nauseum for this list. I love when Radiohead have a good build-up. I love when they provide the listener with a gratifying climax, and no Radiohead song has as gratifying of a climax as exit music for a film. I mean, it tells its story well. In fact, I'd argue Radiohead write the best version of Romeo and Juliet here, because they focus on the love in the climax of the story, and it works. You know, like, for Radiohead to be a song, or be a band who writes a lot of sad songs and a lot of political shit, and Romeo and Juliet being, like, arguably one of the most overrated Shakespearean plays, they sell that drama and that love so well. It's so full of gravitas and dramatics, and again, it's very proto-Muse, but in the best fucking way possible. I was listening to the song last night, and I was like, is this really my second favorite Radiohead song? And by the time its closer happened, by the time that bridge hit, and I was just, oh, we are one. I was just, hits me every time, right the fuck there. I love it so much. It's not my favorite, but out of the archetype of Radiohead songs that I seem to enjoy, of soft to loud over the course of a song, this is the perfect version of that.
Let me hear both sides, let me hear both sides, let me hear both.
This is a Radiohead song that sounds like nothing else they have done since. They've dipped into electronics like on Packed Like Sardines in a Crushed Tin Box, and handfuls of other cuts on The King of Limbs, and even on Hail to the Thief to a small degree, but there is something so jittery and paranoid about this song that just keeps me coming back. I love how erratic Tom sounds on this song. I love the chorus of this song, and I love how it evolves as the song goes. No section of the song sounds exactly the same because they add and take away elements that weren't in the previous type of that. Like, the first verse instrumentally doesn't really sound anything like the second verse, same with the first chorus and the second chorus, so on and so forth. Which gives the song this incredibly loose feel that fits the erratic, chaotic, very paranoid tones that the song is aiming for. And even though it's simple in orchestration, it's dense in how they piece it together. And that's another thing I really, really love about it. It's a beautiful song. It is a fucking phenomenal piece of Radiohead's discography, and it's so poignant in a great way. It so encapsulates the era that it was written, but doesn't feel like it's aged a day. It's perfect. It is one of the most perfect songs ever written, and it's the best song Radiohead has ever recorded to date. And that's my list of Radiohead songs. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you agree with some of my opinions. I know not all of them are smooth takes. Some of them are pretty mild. But hey, that's why we make lists, to share opinions. What are some of your favorite Radiohead songs? Do you want me to make more lists where I talk about my favorite songs of a band? Let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you like this video. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go. I have been Val Rack. You guys have these lives and situations, and I'll see you another day.